Hello and welcome to this short video tour of Caladh III. She is a Hallberg-Rassy 39, built and commissioned in 1998. It's currently lying ashore at Hamble Point Marina where she is offered for sale. As you can see, she is a centre cockpit boat from the renowned Swedish builder. Moving forward from the cockpit, you've got these really wide side decks with grab rails on the windscreen and the coach roof. You can easily come up to the mast here. She weighs 10 tons displacement and has a really kindly sea motion. When you come to the mast to put a reef in, for instance, you should not expect really any difficulties coming up here. She has a fully battened mainsail with the cars which allow her to be raised and dropped really easily. Double spreader rig from Selden with anodized spars. The standing rigging was replaced in 2012. And a comprehensive inspection was also carried out at this time with any worn parts replaced. Safety at the mast is also increased with the installation of these granny bars. There's a permanent solar panel here, but there are 3 other flexible solar panels that can be attached to increase the wattage to well over 100 watts for living aboard long periods of time. 3 lower shrouds make a really strong rig on the 39. We have a large opening hatch for the forepeak. Forward of this, we have the stainless steel dome for ventilation and the electric windlass, which handles 70 meters of 8mm chain. Twin bow rollers, which is great when you're tying up to bulls or want to lay a second anchor, and also a fitting for her removable inner forestay, which allows you to set the staysail in windy conditions. Looking back at the boat from this angle, we can see how beamy the 39 is. This is reflected and used very well in the interior accommodation, as you'll see shortly. Plenty of space for a cruising couple or family to live aboard for long periods of time. Coming back down the port side, you can see we have really long Genoa track cars, 2 cars on each track, one obviously for the staysail, one for the Genoa. Both sides have the opening gates for the guard wires and the signature Hallberg-Rassy windscreen with the opening centre section. Canvas here is relatively new, in 2017. She also has the full cockpit enclosure, which was also replaced in 2018. The steering position on the 39 is centerline. You have the main sheet easily to hand right behind the helmsperson position, and the primary winches for handling the headsail sheets are also right here. It's a secure place for the helmsperson to stand, well protected by the windscreen, nice and snug if the boat is moving around. On the aft deck there's plenty of space to relax, which is complemented further by the push pit seats here. There is a shallow deck locker there, which is good for storage of lines and fenders, an adjustable backstay, and over the transom we have steps and a stainless steel swim ladder. Just a view forward from the aft deck, you can see the cockpit and the winches, easily room for 4 people to sit round and enjoy a meal out in the evenings. Instrumentation on Caladh, we have the autopilot directly in front of the helmsperson with the steering compass. Moving forward, we have these 2 very useful outer chart table areas which are varnished, and then ST50 instruments for depth, wind, speed, GPS position. Coming down the companionway steps on the 39, you'll immediately come into the main saloon area. This has seating on both sides, which looks very comfortable. Storage behind the uprights. There's a large table with bottle storage for 16 bottles in the middle. That opens up and stretches from one side to the other, which is perfect for large groups dining. On the starboard side is the U-shaped sea galley, which we see on a lot of Hallberg-Rasseys. You have your twin stainless steel sinks there. There's a foot pump for fresh water as well. a large refrigerator unit with a freezer section. There's loads of storage above and below. Sliding storage here. The 2-burner cooker is all presented very cleanly. More drawers forward of the cooker. As you can see, there's plenty of light, plenty of opening hatches in the saloon. We come forward past the master port on the left hand side of the picture, and we have on the left side a large door into the heads compartment. This has a big grey shower grating there that pumps directly overboard. You have your manual toilet with a 70-litre stainless steel holding tank. Loads of storage again in here, and a sink with mirror, hot and cold fresh water here as well. Closing the door, and just opposite on the starboard side is what we would use as a wet locker, really, as a hanging locker. There's a very useful seat as well here, which is great for getting changed in and out of oilies. If you're on watch, for example, you can brace yourself against the heads door and very safely get undressed or dressed. There's the V-shaped berth here. On the outboard side, a small vanity unit with vented louvered lockers above and below. 4 further lockers on each side, and a large locker right on the bow there. In there is the anchor windlass motor, nicely protected from any weather and saltwater spray. Below here we would have the mechanisms for the bow thruster, but there's plenty of storage anyway, and a step for getting in and out of bed. It can be made into a double berth with the insert you see sitting on the cushion there. We look back into the saloon. You can see the 4 companionway steps coming down. You have these uprights on the half bulkheads and also grab rails in the ceiling, so moving around this boat is very easy. You've always got something to grab hold of. All the fiddles around are very secure. They're very ergonomic. You can grab hold of them and also assist you as you move around down here. There's a large forward-facing chart table with a few instruments, VHF, a GPS and a radar display. Directly behind the navigator's seats we have the 12-volt systems, all conventional switches, fuel gauges, water gauges and a 12-volt battery meter. We walk through to the main cabin, which is in the aft, past 2 large hanging lockers on the outboard side. This has the 2+1 arrangement, which we see on many Hallberg-Rasseys. A centre line seat opposite a mirror on the main bulkhead there. Again, there's plenty of opening hatches, plenty of light. This is a really good benefit of the centre cockpit design. This cabin is very livable. It's a nice place to be. You can easily spend plenty of time in here away from the rest of the crew if needed. Underneath the bunks you'll find the steering gear and the 12-volt battery bank. So on the inboard side of the walkthrough we have these 2 fantastically thick, well-insulated doors which are beautifully fitted. They open up and you're looking straight down at the engine installation. This is a Volvo Penta MD22P, was installed at the same time as the engine was built and is a very clean and tidy example. On our website you'll find a comprehensive list of the works that have been completed on this engine by the current owners since 2017, all relevant upgrades that the new owners will certainly benefit from. I'll just give you a quick tour around the engine room. We have here the cabin heating. She has outlets from the diesel fired heater in all the cabins. These 2 black ribbed conduits coming down are the steering gear. They go via these pulleys over here into the aft cabin where the steering gear is. We have a large hot water tank that's heated by the engine coolant. The 2 20-volt systems on board as well. All nicely sound insulated and heat insulated. Again, more the freshwater system here, accumulator tanks, water pumps. There is the fuel filter and the water inlet for the engine. This boat carries 395 litres of fuel, 450 litres of water, and has a service bank capacity of 420 amp hours. All the details can be found on our website, We look forward to seeing you soon.